We have mail. Hello there, everyone. Okay. Activate terminal. How much we got? 11 and 3. Alright, I'll tell you what. We're going to start this part with some mail. So I'll put a timestamp on the screen for those of you who don't want to read it. But yeah. If you can't tell, this is what I was kind of referring to now. We're obviously going back east. And yeah, even though we've got these orders, we're not really going to do any of them because it feels kind of pointless at this point. The whole mission, if you like, now is to get Sam back to capital, not city. So, like, doing these deliveries feels very meh. You know, it's alright at the end game, but right now it's a bit of a waste. Sorry if I spoiled that for anyone, by the way. Alright, so mail. I'm just going to skip way up a bit. I'm also going to apologise as well for my lighting. I do feel like I need to do something about it, but I don't know what exactly. For those of you who don't know, the UK right now is going through a bit of a phase where energy bills are through the roof, so I can't exactly afford to go and get like big bright lights for my room because it'll just supercharge our electric bill. But equally, if I don't manage my webcam quite well, I look very dark. So I might have to cut the green screen out again, which I don't want to do, but I'll have to have a think about it. But yeah, if I phase out the webcam, I apologise. Alright, so we've got Aaron Ill of Mountain Knot City, The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 1, The Great Embarkation? Yeah. Hey Sam, you're headed for the Tar Belt, right? Once you're past that, you'll be in Edge Knot City at last. But only Amelie and the Vanguard ever made it that far, and from what we've been hearing, everything west of the Tar is pretty messed up. Lucky for you, we're going to construct a backup safe house once you get the Carol network hooked up over yonder. Director's orders. Got a heart of gold, doesn't he? Of course, the question was, who was going to get the sweet, sweet job of trekking all the way out there to build it? You guessed it, yours truly. Guess that golden heart of his doesn't bleed for me. Still, it's for the good of America, right? Everybody's got to do their bit for the great rebuilding, I guess. Anyway, it looks like I'll be throwing on a pack and venturing out into the wilderness like my old friend Mr. Bridges. Wish me luck out there. Aaron Hill, pioneer and adventurer, signing off. I don't know why, but that just these. I remember these mails. They're very. Oh, corny's not the right word, but it's like a guy who thinks he can cook after he's made one meal, and this guy hasn't even made one meal. All right, the paleontologist, the ammonite with the umbilical cord and mass extinctions. Sam, the ammonite with the umbilical cord you brought me has undeniably brought us close to solving the riddle that is the Death Stranding. I really cannot thank you enough. And thanks to that anti-matter bomb you provided, I have finally been able to resume excavations. Why did I emphasize antimatter bomb? I remain confident that by continuing to research the fossils contained in the deeper strata, we will gain a greater understanding of how this particular ammonite is linked to the Stranding itself. Umbilical cords are not necessarily the product of evolution, but possibly the result of a genetic factor that hastens extinction itself. A mere theory, which, if true, would invite the question, what of our own umbilical cords? Are they indicative of a predisposition towards self-destruction? And if so, is there anything we can do to change our course? A troubling possibility to consider, and one for which I have no response. I distract myself sometimes with the voice I'm trying. Look, I hope you guys have fun with that. That's all I'll say. I have fun. Given this theory, one might consider the umbilical cord to be representative of a connection between life and death. I'm gonna have to start recording if I carry on. A dangerous, potentially fatal relationship, but like the many connections you yourself have forged, a potential force for good. For so many of our accomplishments are the product of our collective action, a fundamental truth that would have remained forgotten by many had you not brought us together. Stay the course, Sam. Oh. Comments, please let me know. Who am I insulting today? It feels like a bad thing though, that you're making yourself corpse. Alright, The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 2, The Lonely Road. Where you at right now, Sam? I just left Mountain Nut City behind. Don't worry, I'm not getting in touch to gripe about how hard this is or anything. I'm fine, honestly. Not sure I believe you there, Sam. Aaron. Nah, seriously, I'm a veteran of the first expedition. How else do you think I made it this far west on my own? I can look after myself, especially with the forecast data available on the Chiral network these days. Always know when time falls on the way. Compared to last time, it's a breeze. Walking these mountains on your own, though, it wears on you. It really does. Can't believe you've travelled so far without a soul for company. You're another breed, seriously. Yeah, seriously, I feel like that could be a thing for Death Stranding 2. Not necessarily companions, you don't want it to be too much like a Fallout type game, but just something for company, you know? Like BuddyBot. BuddyBot's been quite fun, just to characterise a bit. Hey, anyway, I passed this beautiful heart-shaped lake a little ways back. I'd heard of it, of course. First time I ever saw it with my own two eyes, though. The one by Hartman's place. Someone told me that there used to be a city where that lake is, which reminded me of a story I'd heard about this porter who got snagged by a BT. All this tar started bubbling up from the ground, along with rocks and buildings and all sort of debris. Stuff from the past, people said. And the porter used it to escape the tar and give the BT the slip. What do you reckon, Sam? Sounds a bit crazy when I think about it. Anyway, I swung by Hartman's place to say hi, but nobody answered when I came knocking. Maybe he ain't as friendly as he makes out. Seems my journey though through these mountains is going to be even lonelier than I thought. Can't give up now though. Let's both of us keep on trucking. Catch you later. Yeah, maybe Hartman was busy, you know. Alright, so it seems like we're now getting to the point where we've at least got to Edge Knot City, or getting close to it. The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 3, A Fellow Traveller. Guess what, Sam? I'm halfway there. Can you believe it? To tell you the truth, I'm struggling to believe it myself. Not so long ago, I was all but broken, mind and body both. My feet were nothing but blisters and chilblains, and the going was so steep I nearly slipped and fell more times than I can count. But just as I was about to curl up and die, you know what I came across? A hot spring. Damn thing saved my life. And it wasn't no ordinary hot spring neither. The recharging springs. You heard of them? The water there heals wounds, cures fatigue. Hell, it even recharges batteries. It's nothing short of miraculous. Oh, okay, so maybe I didn't just happen across the place? A porter told me about it. Thanks, porter. See, I was doing my best to steer clear of BT territory, but my best wasn't quite good enough. So when I was about to walk into a heap of trouble, this guy showed me, told me I was headed for danger and took me to the springs instead. Even helped me carry my load. Can't tell you how good it was to meet another traveller on the road, especially a friendly one. So yeah, we had a soak together, shot some stuff. It was nice. Seems like he'd mislaid some cargo meant for a British scientist. Said helping me out was his way of atoning for his sins. Now that I think of it, that whole party was pretty strange. He said the cargo contained an ammonite with an umbilical cord. Ain't no such thing, right? But yeah, I can't speak ill of the guy. I wouldn't be here writing to you if it wasn't for him. Be safe out there. Till next time. Yeah, so essentially this is the dude who messed up with the paleontologist. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, the idea, yeah, I messed up, I'll help this guy out instead. It's a nice interesting bit of just side lore that you could completely skip over if you wanted, but it's nice. Victor Frank. Fears of terrorism. Wow. Just wow. You finally just got the whole thing hooked up. Unbelievable. Seeing you cross ground zero in the boat was crazy enough, but this is mind-blowing. It's like a dream. I knew we were right to hold out hope. The UCA's back in business for real now, and it's all thanks to you, Mr. Dreamweaver. But your work's not done yet, is it right? Don't sweat it. I know you'll bring back Harmony safe and sound soon enough. All of us do. We'll be right here, waiting for you to come home, cheering you on until you do. Philip North, the UCA is back. Sam Bridges, you are nothing short of a legend, aren't you? Not only did you save our comrade's life, but you put the UCA on the map. But those terrorists and BTs are still out there, aren't they? And Higgs, he's still running 3. We won't be letting our guard down, and we will be cheering for you. Yeah, this is like the thanks for actually connecting us up. So William Lake, the dream came true. I can't believe it, Sam. You were able to connect everything. Seeing that ship you were in make its way here through Ground Zero was incredible enough, but this feels like a dream now. I'm so glad I didn't lose my patience waiting for the second expedition. You made the dream come true. But you aren't done yet, right? I know that you'll get whatever you want to. You're truly a hero to us. George Batten, where roads lie, well, where roads lead. Thanks for stopping by again, Sam. When I was performing maintenance on the buildings the other day, I saw some footprints you'd left behind. Took a moment to retrace them, like I was literally walking in your footsteps. Felt pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, I got a little carried away and found myself in mule territory. Realised it before they caught me, but man, you should have seen me turn tail and run like the wind. I do not want to meet those guys in the field, no sir. Even so, it was fun walking where you'd been before. Felt like I was connected to you and your legacy in those moments. Just make sure you make it back in one piece like I did. I actually can't believe that that's like a prompted mail, because when you think, well, you probably didn't see it, but I went through mule territory last time I was that way. So it could be that he actually did see those footprints and was like, you know what, I'll head that way, and I've just led him to danger. Oops. The Ludens fan. Are you a Ludens? I had this crazy idea, Sam. What if you're the perfect example of Homo Ludens? Think about it. You're with Bridges, but you're not beholden to them. You're the only one who can expand the network, so they need you as much as you need them, if not more. Taken all together, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want, including coming way out here to visit me on a whim. Maybe what you do isn't play, in the strictest sense of the word. Doesn't help you blow off steam, I expect. But you go about your business as you like, and your actions have a direct effect on your culture and our world. I'd say that's the sort of life any aspiring Homo Ludens would envy, don't you? Yeah, so his whole thing is play is a way of living, which kind of feels like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Alright. Aranil. The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 4. Safe as Houses. You know, I muted my phone. I could have sworn I did. There we go. On mute. I did it, Sam. Your safe house is ready and waiting for you. I just got to Mountain Knot City and figured this would be a good time to write and let you know. Man, I was so sure I was going to get ambushed by terrorists or run into a bunch of BTs somewhere along the way, but nope. Made it there and back in one piece. I don't want to make myself out to be a hero, though. The safe house has already been built by the time I reach Mountain Knot. Maybe HQ didn't trust me to do the job and asked someone else to take care of it? Nah, they wouldn't do that. And besides, we don't have the people to spare. Someone must have built it, though. But who? You know what, though? The safe house wasn't all I found waiting for me. There was a ladder, too. Makes one hell of a difference knowing you're not alone. Cheered me up to no end, I can tell you. Hey, was it you who put it there? Well, if it was, thanks. Kind of feels like we're partners now. Again, it's this feeling of someone who's just cooking once and then thinking, oh yeah, I'm a master chef. Came across a bunch of drop cargo too. Thought I could do somebody a good turn by delivering it, but, well, it was just too heavy. I had to leave it behind. Still, I was riding a high, even got up the nerve to finally try a crypto buyout at one point. Not my thing, I have to say. Some porter I met a ways back told me I ought to try to eat one day. Ah, screw that. Oh, he said he'd drop by the safe house with some materials once it was up and running. I'd wager a whole bunch of people are leaving stuff there for others now. Doesn't take too long for word to spread through our little community after all. We're not alone out here, Sam. Don't you ever forget that. Stay strong. Alright, Jake Wind. I've only seen Amelie's hologram. Dear Sam, mind if I ask a personal question? I heard you're a Strand. The president raised you like your own, right? Which means you must have grown up with Amelie. What was she like? I've only ever seen a hologram. I mean, I get it, security precautions. Can't risk letting separatists and terrorists know where she is. But man, what I wouldn't give to really meet her. to see her in the flesh. She seems like such an amazing person, and that's just from the holo messages. If you ever do catch up to her, I hope you'll tell me all about it. Peter Englert, a final request for pizza. My dear Mr. Sandbridges, I write to you with tidings somewhat more weighty than those to which you may have grown accustomed. By the time this reaches you, I'll have been condemned to the beach, having been rendered powerless by you-know-who. But know that I will forever cherish the memory of each and every pizza you so kindly delivered to my doorstep. Alas, there is a singular blemish upon our relationship, a singular regret that weighs upon my soul. It concerns the one wish you so cruelly failed to grant me. I speak, of course, of my delivery from Lake Knot to South. I will readily admit I am not one to forgive and forget, and this flaw compels me not to allow you to forget either. Consigning my package to the bottom of a tar lake instead of seeing it to its intended destination was an unconscionable act hardly befitting of a professional porter. For shame. But let us not cry over spilled milk. If you would do me one final favour, I have faith I can find it in my heart to forgive you. You must know in yours what I'm about to ask, yes? Pizza, pizza, pizza. This delivery denouement may prove a tad tricky even for an experienced professional, though. The delectable delight in question awaits you at the first prepper's shelter, high atop a snow-capped peak, and must be transported intact thence to my front door. It certainly shan't be easy, but I have the utmost faith in the man who delivers. Furthermore, as an expression of goodwill, I have unlocked the entrance to my private quarters. You may peruse my secrets to your heart's content. I have the honour to be your obedient servant, Higgs Monaghan. So yeah, for those of you who hadn't clued on, Higgs was the one making us deliver pizza. And he's still having us take up an order at the first proper shelter. So we will do that at some point. I might even do it on the way if it's... Well, I doubt it'll be convenient, but hey-ho. I'll do it at some point, because one, I want to get the pizza deliveries done. The actual unlock for Higgs' shelter is cool. But yeah, I want to get on the Chiral network as a bonus. I think we can anyway. So, the geologist. Saving the world as BS. I've taken the liberty of jotting down a few observations for you, Sam. Go ahead and have a read if you've got a minute. I spent years researching the Death Stranding, trying to unravel its mysteries for the sake of humanity. Not Hartman, though. All he does is head to the beach in search of his dead family. He doesn't care what happens to the human race. He told me as much. What an effing asshole, I thought. All that talent and he just uses it for his own ends. Now I realise that I was wrong. After all, he's not like other people. No one else has to deal with the 24-minute life cycle, or the constant dreams of destruction. Putting himself first is probably the only way he could deal with that stuff. I feel like I changed accents there accidentally. I didn't even try then. Doing stuff for the sake of humanity, saving the world, it's all a load of bull. A nice name for a horrible concept. Remember when people used to kill for their tribes, their countries? This is no different. Can't believe it took a bad chiral contamination for me to work that out. Gives you the correct times. I mean, when you think this is 31st of the 8th, 11:12, that's pretty much the time I started recording. Go down here, it goes to the first play date, I guess, 31/7. It's pretty cool. I've been playing a month, or recording a month. I'm actually curious when you get the first episode, how far behind I am. Alright, the power of music propels us forward. Sam, my man, I had this really cool idea, you gotta hear it. So I made all these new songs, right? Well, I'm gonna share them over the Chiral network, and then I'm gonna stream a couple of performances so all my fans all over the world can watch me play live. I'm gonna get everyone to hollow in and watch it together so it would be just like an actual show. Man, if you thought my songs were good, just wait till you see me on stage. It's gonna blow your freaking mind. Bet you want to know how I came up with such a great idea, yeah? Well, I figured if people ain't gonna get off their asses, put one foot in front of the other for the future and all that, the power of music might just be enough to get those feet moving. Am I right? See you at the show, Sam. I'll save you a front row seat. You're gonna love it. Alright. We got a memory chip. That is for the Harley Davidson Pan America 1250. For years, quintessentially American motorcycle manufacturer Harley-Davidson has provided a product for those finding their freedom on the open road. Harley-Davidson expands to provide the same experience off-road. This adventure touring motorcycle will make you the king of streets and the trails. And interviews, we've got one from Dead Man. Human sacrifices on the London Bridge. Interesting considering Armley. Before I joined Bridges, I watched an old movie called My Fair Lady. It's about a flower girl, Eliza, a real cockney from old London. She meets this professor and he trains her to speak and act like a high-class lady. Anyway, I heard that My Fair Lady might have something to do with London Bridge. You know, the song, right? They start out trying to build it back up with wood and clay, and they finish it with gold and silver. And there was a reading of the film that said Eliza symbolised the bridge or something along those lines. I must admit, I've never seen My Fair Lady, so I don't know if this is true. But that reminds me of a far more sinister theory, that the fair lady in that song is actually an imburment, a sacrifice buried alive in the foundations of the bridge that keep it standing. God only knows if there's any truth to it. Oh, and have you seen The Shape of Water? It's another movie with a heroine named Eliza, but this Eliza can't speak, she's mute. Well, it's not about teaching this girl to behave properly, it's just about a good old-fashioned love story. If you get the chance, you should definitely check it out. I know that I've been recording for a while now, but just to be clear, it's not my screen that's flickering, it's the actual screen in the game. Just in case it's driving you nuts as well as me. Alright, one from Hartman. What would it be without Hartman? Give me something to read. I only get irritated with this because they're so bleeding long and wordy. So, Bridgmanite in the Hearth's mantle 1 year ago. Bridgmanite is a mineral found in the lower part of the Earth's mantle. It was named in honour of the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Percy Williams Bridgman. Bridgmanite comprises 38% of the Earth, but because it is only found deep beneath the surface, it is very difficult to acquire any samples for analysis. As luck would have it, however, a material with the same properties was discovered inside a meteorite, before the Death Stranding, of course, meaning that a certain amount of research has already been conducted into this mysterious mineral after a fashion. From this, a theory has been advanced positing that Bridgmanite contains a certain amount of beryllium. Beryllium that was once absorbed into the mineral at the moment of the Earth's creation. If this theory is true, then it may go some way to explain the curious tar that has been observed to bubble up from below ground. Furthermore, if beryllium does indeed come from the other side, as we suspect, then it would follow that it has been linked to us from the very beginning. In essence, the heart of the planet could be likened to the world of the dead. How appropriate given that coral clouds bind us to the surface forevermore. None may ascend to heaven when they die, for our final destination lies beneath our feet. Ashes to ashes, as they say. A little bit interesting. I mean, I suppose that gives some theory as to why when BT's... you get out of a BT area, the idea that the tar just vanishes. Maybe it's the idea it returns to the Earth. Anyway, what's the other one? Ooh, we're going down a bit. Oh, we're done. Yay! Yay! I'm easily pleased. Alright. So 10 likes from Aaron Hill, 7 from the paleontologist, 8 from Aaron, 7 from Aaron, 7 from Aaron, 18 from Peter Englert, aka Iggs. Alright, so I think I've done everything. I don't think I need a shower. I don't think I need to do anything. So let's make our way out. Just have a quick drink before we do, because I can see all these Timeful porters here, and I am gagging for a drink. Not just here, but in real life. So let's leave. I'm assuming we've got something from Mads.
One of a kind.
A baby candidate?
Either that, or...
a sacrifice?
A foundation. A bridge.
Yeah, it's getting a little interesting in that regard. Okay. I said I needed a drink. I didn't actually get to take a sip, so bear with me. Sorry, Sam, I know you're getting soaked. Now, this is kind of irritating at this point. Because, thankfully, Aaron did build us that safe house. For those of you reading the mail and kept up with it, this is what was going on. But we haven't really got anything with us. I mean, I'll tell you what, I will take the bridge boots because I bet I haven't got any on me. And for the same reason, I'll put that in my utility pouch. But I have got jack all. I mean, this is about as bad as it gets. So I'm going to hope that there's something over here. Just losing my sense of direction here. Oh, thank you. Someone has been really kind and... okay, we need shoes. Okay, bridge boots. Good job I put them on. I've got my strand out. Put that way.
Sam, it's Hartman. Be advised that chiral density in regions predisposed to strandings has increased dramatically. No doubt the beach is to blame. BTs drawn into our world under these circumstances may be affected in unpredictable ways.
Oh, I'm just... Let Sam have a quick whiz. Seriously, there is actually a benefit to doing this. If you do pee on these, like, mushroom things, eventually they will become cryptobiotes. I mean, you can actually see one floating there just below the urinate sign. So there is a benefit to doing it. The bigger the toadstools are, the bigger the cryptobiote pool becomes. I wouldn't say you necessarily need it here, but in general, it's not a bad thing to do. Now, someone's done us a solid here and put some zip lines around, but you're not even giving me a little thing here, are you? So we're going to have to wing this and hope and get to the paleontologist, and I'm just going to hope that these zip lines are good enough to get us back. Or at least get us a fair amount of the way. Because I've got nothing. Yeah. Yeah. This is painful. I have got no weapons, no gear. I'm assuming I've got a speed skeleton. That's about it. Actually, I don't even think I've got a skeleton. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt the music, but... Yeah, I don't even think I've got a skeleton on. So, I'm bare bones right now. Arguably, I could have took the truck that was right by the... I can't think what it was called. The bit by the Tar Lake. I'll put it on screen if I remember. But yeah, I could have taken the truck, but I think, well, the zip line's actually heading in the right direction, so I don't want to go too far away from it. It just means that this is going to be quite a slow journey home. But the good thing is, as soon as we get towards the paleontologist, we'll be fine. Just getting to the paleontologist. I'm gutted I've lost so many of my resources though.
Listen to what I say. Keep it in mind. Dear son of mine. Remember when you wait. The advice I gave. I hope it keeps you safe when I'm not around. When I'm not around. When I'm not around. When I'm not around.
Go and grab them just in case I need them. I'm hoping that this isn't... Yeah, this is mules. Damn. Yeah, I wasn't looking where I was going. Damn. I'm gonna veer over here. Yeah, if I go through Mule Camp now, I'm going to struggle. It's a shame because that's cost me a song. Oh, I mean, this is the thing, right? I go back to it. Now, I've said it's plenty of time, so I apologise for you binging the series. Or, by the way, if you are binging the series, thank you very much. But what I will say is, as a YouTuber, I don't want to have the music playing because, you know, I would like to be successful on here one day. So I'd like to be able to monetize videos, and I know that the music will cost me that. But for me, the music is a big part of these games, or this game. So it's like, I don't want to not play it, do you know what I mean? I want you guys to hear it. It's strange. Santa's coming. Okay, just taking my time here. Just trying to get over this horizon. And we'll just drop a bit. Anyone else do what I'm doing, by the way? You kind of tilt your head with the direction you're traveling. It's like, I don't need to tilt my head, but it's kind of like, it feels wrong not to. Alright, I'm hoping I'm back on course now. Yeah, in fact, I think I am, because that looks like a previous route I took. So yeah, I'd say I'm actually getting back onto course. Really wish that music hadn't been interrupted. Oh, it's so bleeding petty on my part. Okay, so this is the thing, right? I wonder if on, like, the easier difficulties, they give you more structures. So, like, say, on easy, you get a zipline all the way back to the paleontologist, say. Whereas on very hard, you just get the one to get you going, essentially. Little things like that, they just make me question. Like, how does it work? I still don't know. Hopefully by now someone's left a comment who does know. It'd be nice. I think we're going the right way. We may have to leave the truck, though, because I can't say with certainty how to get to the paleontologist. Alright, I think those are my structures. I think that there is my zip line up top. And that one there on the right. So yeah, I think we're getting there. Once we're at the paleontologist, I can craft some stuff and I'm back in action. But the weird thing is, at that point, I don't really need a lot of help. It's like, yeah, I've got a vehicle I can drive. If I can drive over there, I will, but if it's proves too much of a pain, I'm just going to walk. Ooh, veteran porter. If I was going that way, I'd pick it up, but I'm not. Man, the turning's tight on these situations. Put some wally in it. Okay. That's it, you're on the power grid. And we should be in the boundaries in a second. All good. Now, I am actually going to leave this vehicle here. Not just because I've got zip lines, but if I recall correctly, there is a standard order that requires a truck. I can't remember if it's to here or from here. And yeah, if it just happens to stay here, it'd be good for me. Alright, fabricate equipment. I don't think of any PCC2s. Container repair spray I won't need, at least in this part of the map. So I do think ahead just to try and make things a little bit better. Yeah, I haven't even got a skeleton on, so let's craft a speed skeleton. I don't think I'd need... I'll get an all-terrain just in case I'm misremembering. I shouldn't need any of that lot, though. I'll get power gloves just because they are good to wear. Oxygen mask as well, because if we come across BTs, it's helpful. Oh, I'll put armor plate on for the same reason. And then, as far as weaponry... Yeah, I want some grenades. Let's go 5. Maybe got 1 too many. I don't think I'm going to need... Actually, I'm going to just cut that down to 2. But the quad rocket launchers, we're going to go for 2. I think that'll be okay. Fabricate. Carry it all on my back. Then equip that as the active skeleton. Attach to suit. Attach to suit. By now you've probably seen all this before, but how I look at it, this is the meat and drink of the game. Auto range, some of that should go into my little grenade pouch. Oh, that is something I haven't got, blood bags. Let me just craft some blood bags. I will take a floating carrier as well, just in case it turns out I need it. There we go. When you're dealing with hermetic grenades, no brainer. I don't particularly want that to be equipped. I'd rather a grenade equipped, as mad as that might sound, so let's just organise that. There we go.
Sam, do you copy? I've been looking into Clifford Unger and wanted to share my thoughts. To recap, Unger was a U.S. Special Forces operative whose retirement roughly coincided with the death Stranding. After he left the service, he somehow became involved in the early BB experiments. However, he died before they ended. Now, while the circumstances surrounding his death are not entirely clear, I'm beginning to suspect that these battlefields of his are at least partially sustained by his enduring emotional attachments. Anger, resentment, regret. I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with the BB experiments. That much seems clear given his repeated attempts to steal Lou. Cliff seems to be driven by a compulsion to reclaim our BB, as if that will make him whole again. A compulsion so powerful that he was not only able to drag himself from the depths of hell, but bring a piece of that hell along with him. One thing's for sure, he's nothing like a BT. We need to know the whole story about his death and his connection to the BB experiments. I'll keep digging and let you know what I find, Sam.
Yeah. So, if you think about the first 9 chapters, I mean, for the record, we are on chapter 10, Die Hardman. If you think about the first 9 chapters, the main protagonist really is Higgs. And I feel it's a bit oversimplistic to call Mads the villain of the final chapters. But essentially, he's cast in that role. I mean, I've said it a few times, I don't like talking too much about Mads because I feel like, even to the very end, there's things you learn about him. But what I will say, I really enjoyed his character in this. I think Mads put in a good performance, especially considering it's a video game. I go back to this quite a lot in general. That I think video games sometimes have got to the point now where they are critiqued like films or TV shows as far as they are a strong media to tell stories within. And I feel like Mads puts in a performance on that level. So yeah, it's very simple for me to say as far as, oh yeah, you know, great performance, but honestly, he kept me playing as far as just that mild bit of curiosity about what was going on. Sorry, I think we just ziplined through some BTs. I am not complaining. Thing is, just for record, if you zip line through BTs, you're going that fast, they can't stop you. So, definitely a good thing. And it's for this reason I was trying to stall, because I wanted to make sure I got some zip lines up. I mean, it wasn't just for standard orders that I was doing it, to try and get facilities up. Just being able to travel around this area quick is good. A bit disappointing in all honesty that the BT triggered, because I think it stopped that music again. Yeah, it's a nice little zipline network, this. It's not perfect. I mean, there's a temptation of me to build it myself, like go offline and just build it myself, but I kind of like what's been done. But yeah, I think there's a lot of strong performances in this game. I mean, I would understand if some people had criticisms about Sam. I do agree with what someone I watched online said, that maybe when they were writing the game, they weren't sure if Sam was going to be voiced or a silent protagonist. Because there are times when you think he should reply and he doesn't, and then there are times when he goes on a complete speech and you're thinking, well, Sam, you're being a bit chatty here. So it's like they didn't really know what they wanted with him. I'd hope if is it Death Stranding 2, they'd resolve that. Or at least just resolve it around the main protagonist. But it doesn't mean that I think Sam's a bad character. I actually think there's a lot of nice little moments with Sam. It's just, you know, actually make sure you know what you want with him. That's what we're saying to the developers. Oh, I'm going the wrong way there, damn. That was with talking. But yeah, like I say, we've just got from the paleontologist kind of to Mountain Knot City without an effort. So I'd like to think that this does show it's not a hard journey. I'm not equipping the all-terrain just for this though. Here we go. Just take it safe, Sam. It's not like we've got cargo that could get damaged, but I don't particularly want one dip into the blood bags. Okay, so I left a timefall shelter up there, and from what I can see, no one else has built one lower down, which for all of us makes sense. So I'm just going to run up there and spruce my stuff. And then I will go into Mountain Knot City to get a vehicle. So, let's just run round. Oh, I could have sworn that was a turn. Have I missed it? Yeah, I missed it. Like I say, it's not cargo as such, any of this, but when you think of like the skeleton, it degrades very quickly. So it's just a case, can I do something about it? Okay, oh, hang on, I never put the power gloves on. Let's just do that. Just saves them going to waste. Oh, run down, run down, run down. Okay, one more thing I'm going to do, which I don't normally do. I'm going to save. I'm going to go into a private room. Sorry, I thought I was going to be captured or something then. Oh, hang on, I didn't see you guys. Hello.
Thank you. Kindly.
So yeah, I'm going to go in the private room. Simply because I would like to... Well, I'm going to stop the recording here. I've been recording for 44 minutes. That is a long episode as far as we've had the mail and all that. So I've done a little something. I've done something for those who skip the mail. But next episode, we are going to go all the way to Lake Knot City. So tune in for that, folks. The main reason I want to come back here, though, was this. I wanted to craft a backpack cover because they are very handy. So yeah, we're going to do that. I don't think I need the yeah, let's remove the stabilizer. I'm going to need a load of other stuff on here right now. So we're going to go with, let's see, grenade pouch. I know I said I was ending it and then suddenly I do this, but Yeah, I'm weird. Grenade pouch. Grenade pouch. And grenade pouch. There we go. So, we got a lot there. Yeah, unfortunately we're losing the stabilizer, but I don't really care about that right now. It's helpful, but we aren't carrying mail. We aren't carrying cargo, so it's not the worst thing. Alright, so, next part, Lake Knot City. Tune in for it. Until then, bye for now, everyone.